and welcome back to What You're Cooking Fast Forward. Oh no, recently I've been stepping back to the studio, and along the way, do you get traffic jams, bro?
No, I don't drive here.
So I've been moving down the line and realizing that it's getting crowded outside.
Right.
Do you have any experiences that you encounter when you actually are dining or shopping anywhere around?
The roads are getting busier. I've
Definitely.
noticed that. Yeah. Complacency is a word, isn't it? It's an interesting word as human beings. You know, we relax pretty quickly. Seeing it a little bit in the hawker centres, actually, people getting a little bit crowded, sitting in bigger groups perhaps than groups of 5. Worries me a little bit. Yeah, people need to stay sharp, stay tuned.
I totally agree with you. So, at the start of this episode, let's remind you that we are still moving along the lines, and while things are getting better, let's not get complacent. And just like we are, safe distancing must be key. That's why fast forward. Now, today we got some amazing people to come on. We are tea and coffee lovers. And he gave me a call yesterday night and said, hey, I got someone interesting coming on the show. I was like, who? He said, tomorrow you'll find out, right? So, tell us a little bit about the individual that's coming on in a few moments' time.
Absolutely. Today, I'm going to introduce you to my friend Dave Lim, owner and head sommelier at Sunray Cafe, Serangoon Gardens, my favorite cafe here. Wow. The best coffee. It actually is some of the cheapest coffee, but I don't go for cheap. I just go for good, and it tastes amazing. Wow. I want you to meet Dave.
All right, let's give a big applause for Dave. What's up, brother? A virtual high five.
Hello. Hi.
Good to see you, Dave.
You want to say hi to you more than saying hi to me, you know. And I get stressed standing beside Dave. You look like a extremely toned gentleman. So, but really, I mean, I was listening to Rico. We are tea and coffee lovers.
Okay.
And they say that you're the sommelier of tea and coffee.
And the roaster as well. Coffee roaster. Yeah.
So you told me that you own a plantation, you grow coffees and you roast it or something like that.
Nothing of that sort. Nothing of that sort. We buy direct from farms, coffee and tea, most of the time, and I roast the coffee myself. Definitely I brew them in the cafe.
Yeah, wow. So actually to be able to get affordable coffee that is hand brewed in Singapore is not going to be something common anymore, right?
Oh, it's sensational.
So we are looking forward to seeing you in action. But again, as a cafe owner, how has it been like recently? We were just talking about it, and right timing, isn't it? People coming in, queuing up, not watching out for space, being a little bit more assumptions that things are getting better. No one's watching. Do you encounter difficult customers?
I mean, there are a lot of people coming in. I mean, when phase 2 opens, people start to come back to the cafe. We've got 2 entrances. We lock one of the entrances, and everybody comes in from just one entrance. Why? Because so that we can make sure they do the safe entry and also scan their temperature. And then we assign them seats.
But curious, are you a chef yourself? And you roast cookies and all that stuff?
When the cafe started 10 years ago, I cooked, but I don't think I do very well in that area.
How old is it?
The cafe is 10 years old. Actually.
You look like you are 29. How old is
Don't go there.
Don't go there. Secret. So well maintained. Okay. Now we're gonna talk to Rico right now. What's the theme for today? Just curious.
Oh, wow. Think tea, think green. So today's theme is green. It's a green theme.
Oh, it's a green theme.
Yeah. Green. So we're going to kick it off with a really nice green pasta. You can Hulk out on this.
Oh, nice green pasta.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Green
so
pasta?
Spaghetti is usually served with a red sauce, isn't it?
Yep.
Right? But today we're going green sauce. This is a great one for kids, children, adults. It's super, super packed with antioxidants. It just bursts with health. You feel healthier just looking at this dish.
You like vegetable?
Yeah, I'm vegetarian.
Oh, it's all natural.
You're going to love this.
Okay.
This is going to convert you. Yeah, and we serve it at the end with a beautiful bit of ricotta cheese. So this is a vegetarian dish. It's really quick midweek meal, very fast to put together.
Let's check out with Dave over here. Right?
Okay.
On the table, what kind of ingredient are we using? What's this?
This kale, right?
Kale, fantastic.
Yeah.
What's kale good for?
Antioxidant, I think.
Yeah, good for example.
Absolutely, you can see the color.
Well.
Like it's just so beautiful and dark green.
Look at this. Wow, let's make it to the camp.
And I love the color of it.
Then we have garlic.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's this?
This salt, right?
Correct.
Salt.
Sea salt. Yes.
Mayonnaise.
Ricotta cheese.
Ricotta cheese. Good man. See, Dave knows his stuff.
He knows that.
Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise is for people like me. And this one is
Parmesan cheese.
breadcrumbs.
Parmesan cheese.
Parmesan cheese. Hey, it's very good. I
Yeah.
cannot buff him one, obviously a cook. Then we have two
Parmigiana
sauces.
Reggiana.
Pesto sauce.
Yeah.
And olive oil, your favorite.
Yes.
So we already had the water on the boil.
Yep.
So what do we do now? Is the pasta in already?
First thing is
Wash your hand, wash your hand. Oh yeah, wash your hand. Okay, so we got two basins here. Rico has already washed his one
I always wash at
because
the
he has to
start.
do the food preps, and
That's
I just
right.
come in and eat along with you. Looks like we're ready to go.
We're ready to go. So,
First step.
water on the boil. The saying is,
A little bit of salt in always.
as salty as the sea, right?
Oh, he likes it
Yeah.
as salty as the sea, whereas we
Yeah.
go for a pinch of
That's
salt.
how the Italians do it,
Okay.
right? And that just helps the pasta absorb some flavor.
Which is quite true, no? I actually tried at home using a pinch and using his handful style of
Yeah.
as salty as the sea, different flavors. to the
It's
pasta.
better, right? With
It
more
tastes,
salt.
Yeah.
it tastes nicer, doesn't it?
But sea salt has got a lot of minerals. I think it's healthy.
Mm.
Yeah. Right. That one's broken. We'll put that
Do you
on
have
again.
this kind of dishes in your
Twist?
cafe?
Oh,
got
it didn't spread today.
It spread quite well. I don't want to waste, so I'm going to cut a few more.
Yeah, we have a similar dish in the cafe. It's a pesto pasta
Ooh.
with salmon.
Mm-hmm.
You can
Ah.
choose cheese crust or parsley crust salmon.
Cheese crust or
Or
pasta?
parsley
That's
crust.
interesting.
Ooh.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
So you get that layer. Wow, we should do.
Yeah.
Are we doing fish today by any chance?
We're doing a fish dish later.
Woo!
Yeah, salmon, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh,
so that's good, isn't it?
You predicted in your recipe and menu choice 10 years ago that
Yeah.
you will be here one day.
Yeah.
Okay, so with this boiling, what's the next step now? You're going to go hands on.
Okay.
I assume you're going to ask him to dice this, right?
No.
No?
This is so easy. Dave really scored well today, right? So pasta takes 12 minutes to cook. This takes around about 5 minutes to cook.
Oh, we gotta
so
put
all
it
we're
in
going to do, is we're going to drop the kale leaves into the water. Just let them soften up with 2 bulbs of garlic. We don't even need to chop them, right? And that's gonna cook the base of our green sauce.
Okay.
And then we just throw it all in the blender with a little bit of cheese, a little bit of olive oil, and we blend that. And then by the time we've blended it, the pasta's cooked, and we've got dinner on the table in 15
Is
minutes.
this I'm a bit surprised because I thought you will be you're going to get your hands dirty, but no, you're just
Remember,
standing
there's,
beside me.
there's other dishes as well. So
Oh.
later I'm going to
Yeah.
do some tea as well, right?
Oh, yeah, you're going
Oh, yeah. Dave's going to take us through a home brew.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, is it a common way is it a fast common way to do this kind of sauce in the restaurant, or is this
Normally
like an adoptive
we
method?
process it more. We do a pesto sauce in a cafe. So all we do is we get basil, we got pine nuts, and we got olive oil and some coriander together and blend as well.
So if you like the deeper flavor, more infused type, the atas style,
Wow.
that's also very affordable. Then
Oh,
you
yeah.
go by to Sunray Cafe.
Oh, you got to go try it.
Because we talk about quality food and good taste of coffee and roast tea, right? So of course with ours is the fast forward version.
Yeah.
So this is where we make sure that it's easy to make within 30 minutes. So what do we do with the kale now?
Okay, so what we want to do with the kale is just cook the leaves. And kale has a really thick stem. We don't want to cook the stem. We don't want to eat that in the sauce. So you can just pull the leaves off the stem. I've got some...
Big slices?
Yeah, the big is good. Some of it's nice baby leaves as well, so they'll be all right. So that's a nice one. So we just pop that in there.
It's actually a good use of the pasta water, right? Because
It is.
most of the time we empty it out.
Absolutely.
So actually the pasta is still inside.
And the Italians believe and treat the water with a bit of respect. It carries a bit of flavor from the pasta too. So we can use a little bit of that in the sauce. Our garlic bulbs as well, great for immunity. Try and eat garlic regularly. It's really good for your immunity. And we don't even need to
favorite.
chop it. So we just pop that in there as well. Yeah, and
Give it
give it
two
a bit of a mix.
Yep.
It's not going to need very long. What I love, look at the color transforming. It's going really bright green now.
Oh yes.
Yeah, doesn't it look lovely?
I would have expected it to turn dark green, but no, it actually
Yeah.
not. I'm just curious, how much coffee is too much coffee?
Oh well, as a barista, we don't really think there's too much something.
because I drink
too
a
much
lot of coffee.
It runs in his veins.
Yeah,
eh?
Yeah, we drink coffee at night as well.
Yeah, I drink it before I sleep.
Oh,
Do you?
does that affect your sleep?
No leh.
Okay, don't do that at home. It's a cardinal rule of enhancing sleep quality. Some people are really sensitive and they can't have it after midday.
No. And you, do you have it after midday?
We drink till the night. There are 2 types of coffee: espresso-based coffee and hand brewed coffee. So which one do you drink?
What's a hand brew and what's I think
Espresso-based coffee
espresso based.
is the usual cappuccino, latte, flat white, mocha type of
Ooh,
thing.
new.
Hand-brewed coffee tastes like tea actually. You use a little gadget called the V60.
Oh, then you let it drip.
Drip coffee, yes. Which one do you drink?
I would assume I drink the first one.
The espresso-based coffee, right?
Espresso-based, yeah.
Which one do you think has got more caffeine?
Which one do I think has more caffeine? I would assume it will be the drip cafe, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because
Bigger volume,
it's
actually.
Yeah, the drip because it concentrates, whereas the espresso version we mix it
Yeah,
with
so but if I can drink espresso-based coffee at night, it doesn't affect my sleep. But if I drink hand drip coffee, it affects my sleep because it's
really?
too much caffeine. Yeah.
The coffee grinds spend more time in the water, don't they? So there's more
Yes.
caffeine extraction.
Yes.
Oh, I
The
should go
exactly.
and try one because I always say that sometimes I just enjoy a nice good cup of coffee because of the flavor.
In the
But
morning.
if I need the wham,
Yeah.
then
Something
no,
to remember, and something really interesting about coffee, it has a very long half-life, and by that we mean it takes the body a long time to break coffee down and metabolize it. So the half-life just means you go from full strength to half strength. The half-life of coffee is 4 to 6 hours actually.
Really?
Yeah. So if you're having a double espresso at 2 p.m., it is still a single espresso in your bloodstream at 8 p.m. Yeah. So if you have trouble sleeping, it's something to really bear in mind.
It must have been my recent habit of drinking 1 liter coffees,
So, but you can
black coffee like in a backpack.
the cold brew coffee, is it?
I think so. Yeah, those Japanese packed.
Do you know what?
coffee.
Our kale's done.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Should
I'm gonna get
we
you back
pull
to
it
work.
out? Yeah. So that, and we just don't take the spaghetti with us. That's right.
Okay, this is a little bit of a task now.
This is
Not
like
a fishing game,
Fishing for
Yeah.
prawns, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You pull up.
Oh, I
some-
can, I
Isn't
like
it a
the
beautiful colour?
smell.
Look at that.
Yeah.
It's lovely, isn't it? Okay, we've got all our kale. We've got our garlic bulbs in here, ready to go. The pasta's cooked. How do we know?
Okay.
How do we know?
Oh, you just whip it to the wall and make sure that it's soft.
I don't think Dave's played that game before.
Yeah, let it deep fry. Let me pick
What
up
is
the,
it?
the drainer
Okay.
also.
Throw that at the wall,
Strainer.
Dave.
Okay,
See if
not
it
me,
sticks.
not me.
So it's done.
Hey!
Yours is obviously very cooked already.
There,
So
nice, eh?
let's take it out.
It's cooked. So if it
Do you
sticks
do
to
that
the wall,
in
it's
the,
cooked.
in the restaurant
No,
or
no.
cafe?
We
Like
go
you
by
ask
timing,
your
actually.
guests to stand in a row and then you whip them with the pasta. Whoever gets the pasta gets 50% off.
Pasta's cooked. We want to get it out
Okay.
of the hot water now.
Okay.
Yeah. And we'll save some of that
Liquid.
water as well.
All right.
Yeah.
So, you can see Dave is an expert.
Look at
Just
that.
one grab,
Yeah.
he gets everything out.
Beautiful.
He really knows what he's doing. Huh?
Spaghetti is my favorite pasta.
Actually,
Yeah.
I like spaghetti because of you now, especially.
Dear.
Yeah, I used to
Nice.
like linguinis, but today
Ah.
and since our first episode onwards, you converted me to
Wow.
spaghetti.
Have you had the spaghetti with the hole through the middle? It's called bucatini, which means little hole.
Bucatini. Oh no. haven't.
Oh, okay. We do that before the end of the series. We do bucatini.
All right.
Yeah, you love it. It's my favorite
Okay.
one.
So
Okay,
now
so
we have the
pasta's
pasta
good.
ready.
All right, now we got our sauce. We got our kale. We got our garlic. Dave, we want to go a little bit of olive oil. We don't need to measure it. We can just be
Yeah, just
uh,
generous a little bit.
happy and lively with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful.
So the
we-
garlic is already in as a whole entire.
just a little
piece.
pinch of salt.
All right, do it
Yeah.
with style. They're very nice.
Yeah. Oh, I like it. I like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe a couple of big teaspoons of Parmesan cheese.
I like more parmesan, so feel free
Yeah.
to add more.
More.
You
huh?
can actually add
Okay.
some on top of your
And
pasta too if you want.
Blend it to get a
Yeah,
thickness.
lovely. Now
Pesto
this
as
is
well?
this is where we can use our pasta water a little
water.
bit because that's probably not going to blend. There's not enough moisture in there. You can actually see the lovely color of that water. It's gone a little greenish.
Yes.
So we can just add a little bit of that there, and that's just going to thin down the sauce.
Wow, I'm getting hungry
That's
already.
what we do.
Yeah. I think we've been too busy the last 2 days, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is this one of the popular choices in your cafe?
Yeah.
Pesto,
This
pesto spaghetti, right?
yeah, pesto pasta.
Gonna
with
make
the
some
salmon.
noise.
Oh.
Wow. So where does the cottage cheese go to?
We're going to serve that at the end on top.
Oh, it's not going to be
Yeah.
blended in.
No.
It's like a side add-on, so you don't
Yeah.
really need parmesan because you got nut cheese.
Yeah.
So I can
And then
imagine.
like white on green.
yeah, the
Just
swirly
so
colour,
nice. Yeah.
right? Amazing.
So
Okay.
look at the color of that. I mean, you can see the steam coming out. So be careful, it's hot. But that's like a
I'm gonna
beautiful
pass it to you.
Okay.
bubbly
Maybe
green
over there
sauce.
later.
Looks like Shrek's
And put it
breakfast,
here.
doesn't it? Shrek's breakfast smoothie.
Yeah, it looks like a smoothie actually.
Yeah. Okay, how about we tip the water out and we can use that pot again, and then we've got less dishes. This is why we go over time, because Ben takes 5 minutes to do the dishes.
All right.
Okay, let's pop the pasta in the bowl underneath it.
Yeah.
Lovely.
I decided to keep the pot because it's getting
Yeah.
place too busy, isn't it?
Now, another green food that I really love is pesto. I've got a really nice organic pesto here. Pesto is made from basil, and it has some Parmesan cheese and some nuts and a little bit of salt as well. Thank you. And it
Smells really
oh
good.
man, I just love it.
We used it in the
Smells
frittata
so
that
good.
we made in one of the early
Yeah.
episodes, right? And it gives it so much flavor and oomph to it.
So I just add a big teaspoon to the sauce and just stir it in. Doesn't need blending because it's already blended really. And that'll add a really nice little rich, deep flavor base to the sauce. All right, and now we can just pour it in.
I can't imagine myself actually getting excited with a plate of green pasta.
Oh, you give it
But green
time.
is actually very tasty.
Yeah, give it a little mix. The green is just so healthy.
Oh wow, it smells so good.
Yeah, it's
You can
really,
actually feel the whole boom as it turns.
the heat is really,
Yeah.
Some nuttiness to it as well.
Yeah.
there's
Pine
a-
nuts.
Correct. There's a nuttiness. There's this very fresh, organic green
Yeah.
veggie. I don't know what do you describe
You,
that
you,
smell.
you feel healthy smelling it.
Actually, quite true. All right, now that's my entire serving, right?
oh, like he's got the twist going on, look.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Oh wow, that's how they served it to me in when I was overseas in
Yeah,
the past.
lovely.
They make it really tall so you look like you have a lot of pasta.
Nice. Now you can get a little bit of extra Parmesan on there if you want. And this is
One
the bit I
nice
love.
one.
This is so nice. Ricotta cheese is really versatile. I think you can actually make this really easily at home, and I think we do that
Oh really?
on another episode.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that- yeah.
And you can use it in savory and also sweet dishes. Beautiful with roasted fruit. But today we're going to use it
Just
on our pasta. Just like that.
all right. Let's just give this a quick taste before we move on to the next recipe. All right, come on. Let's give it a quick
Get in there,
try.
Dave.
Dive in,
Okay.
Dave.
Yeah, make sure you get some of that nice ricotta. There's more ricotta cheese here too if you want to. But that'll work really nicely.
This is like one big mouth.
The creamy sweet ricotta with the salty green sauce. So good.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna just dive in. Let's go, bro. Oh,
You've eaten a few noodles in your day, Ben.
yep.
You had a good technique on that.
This is really nice.
You like
Very
it?
light, no, very fragrant.
That's not what you were expecting, eh?
Yeah, I was expecting it to be a little bit more boring. But there was this burst of green flavors, you know, that nice pesto taste. I would add a little bit more cheese and salt so that because I like it saltier.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's something that can go on and on.
Yep.
Amazing. So while we are enjoying this fantabulous spread over here, for those of you who are joining us right now, remember to like and share, and we will be back with you on What You're Cooking Fast Forward right after the break. And welcome back to What You're Cooking Fast Forward. Wow, we just had a very herbaceous, fantabulous, delicious.
Herbaceous fantabulous. My God, we got to get that in the cookbook.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's a good phrase.
We do a cookbook. Herbaceous fantabulous green pasta.
Yes, and does it suit your palate? I saw you souping up.
Yeah, it's very tasty, very healthy. I feel happy looking and tasting it. Yeah.
Fantabulous. And so, what's the next recipe for?
Well, it's the green theme. The theme is green. So I thought that we could cook with some green tea.
Oh, that's gonna
Yeah.
be because Dave is here, right? Because
Yeah.
he does.
In
he has
honor
a
of
tea
Dave.
plantation, right?
Oh, no.
That's right.
All right. So, what's the tea
Yeah.
bag for?
Well, what we're going to do, we've got a lovely piece of salmon here.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to create a green tea crust.
Green tea club. Oh,
Crust
oh,
for the salmon, yeah.
Oh, this is actually green tea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to cook it skin side down just to keep the fish together.
Yamamoto Yama.
And we're going to roll it in the green tea leaves with some salt and some pepper. We're going to fry that in the pan. And we're going to serve that with a beautiful coconut lemon rice, a little bit of chili and coriander on top. Again, cooks very quickly, looks a little smarter. It's an unusual idea, isn't it, cooking with green tea?
Well, I wouldn't have thought of using my green tea packs. I
Yeah.
mean, if I use it, should I use a fresh dry pack or should I recycle a used pack?
It wants to be dry. Yeah, keep it. Yeah, so a fresh one, please.
Again, this
Yeah. So why don't you cut those open, you guys?
Okay.
And just sprinkle it over the salmon with a good pinch of salt and a grind of pepper. That's all we're going to do. I'm going to wash my hands because they're a bit fishy.
Can realize straight away that one owns a cafe and one just stays in the
Lovely.
bedroom, right?
So sides and back as well. We want to coat the whole thing. So you
sides
can-
and back also?
Yeah, so you can roll it around. It doesn't matter. We get on the board a little bit.
All right, so
Yeah.
let's flip it to the side. Oh, wow, doing it like that.
Dropping your tea everywhere, Ben. Last week it was my turn with salt, and this week it's your turn with green tea. We're like the messy cooks.
Yeah,
Hey.
should do one episode on messy kitchen.
I'm making a messy kitchen,
Yeah.
a messy meal.
I have more.
We could make
Okay.
an eaten mess for
Decide.
dessert. It's
Okay.
quite relaxing, eh?
It is superb.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine having green
Great.
tea leaves or on my salmon.
A little bit of salt.
Is it something that you have tried before?
You want to rub,
we have-
preparing
we have-
in your recipes?
you want to rub that in?
We have tried
Dave?
using green tea to poach the salmon before.
Or poach it, but not
Yeah.
coat it.
No,
Give it a
no,
little
no,
rub,
Okay.
Dave. Yeah.
Dave is so ready to dive in.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so obvious because of his past experience as a, chef
He's,
in
lo-
his kitchen.
he's loving it. Okay, now we've got to get some rice on the go. Now you'll remember this. We've done this recipe before, Ben. Do you remember? It's 1 part rice, 2 parts liquid.
Water, yes.
Yeah, but half the liquid is coconut milk.
Yes.
The other half water.
Yes.
Yeah.
We did
okay.
it a couple episodes ago
Yeah.
also with.
Great. So I've got a cup of rice. Yeah, you want to pour that into the pot. Basmati rice, which, I mean, basmati rice is interesting. You can see it's called a long grain rice. The starches are put together in a particular way so that it's quite, it's more difficult for the body to digest it. So it has a lower glycemic index, a slower digestion curve. Really a better choice for people with diabetes and metabolic disease.
Yeah. So I'm going to take 1 part water.
I've got 1 part coconut milk
Coconut,
already.
yes. So
yeah,
I need
and
1 part water, right?
And you can just use this.
To get the water to empty.
Yeah, so you can use that for the
This
water.
is one of the easiest
And that-
ways actually to cook
It's so easy.
coconut rice. Yeah, because
Yeah.
though this is the fast way, and we have shown you how easy it was in the last in that particular episode.
Yeah, that's really nice.
It uses the rice flavor with the coconut. Really
And then
well.
we're just gonna.
Do I boil it up? Do I set it to a boil?
Yes, please. Yeah, and you can actually add another little flavor to it by just putting your half lemon in the middle.
And what's the lemon for?
The lemon is just to infuse it with a beautiful lemon citrus flavor. The juices will just flow out of there as we cook the rice.
Oh, you can really smell the coconut. I'm
Yeah.
gonna dive right over.
And so we've just got that on a medium heat. We put the lid on. We want to keep all the moisture in the pot,
Yes.
and that rice will just suck up all the
The
coconut
coconut,
milk, all the water, the
yes.
lemon. It'll
And how
all
long
cook.
again does it take to prepare this
Only
one?
about 15 minutes.
All right, so while we're
Yeah.
preparing the fish,
Exactly.
you'll also be able
This
to
is just
enjoy.
going to tick away now. Yep, and then we can just do the fish. So we just want a little bit of oil in the pan.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Do you use olive oil or canola oil usually?
Olive oil.
Olive oil.
Yeah.
olive oil.
Yeah.
Because it's really much healthier, isn't it?
Yes, correct.
Okay, this is nice and hot now.
Yes. Are you familiar with cooking salmon?
Not really, to be honest, because
you
I'm
are-
a vegetarian.
You're vegetarian, right?
Yeah.
So, but you're vegetarian because of your own preferred choice due to your palate style, or is it because of anything else?
It's just me, because from young I do not like to eat meat actually.
Yeah, so personal
from-
preference. That's really
Yeah.
quite nice. I met some people who are the same, because I mean they are okay with meat, but they have a very strong preference to
For vegetables.
for vegetables. Why are we covering it?
I cover it for two reasons. One, so the oil doesn't splat
doesn't
out
splatter.
all over your cool Wolverine
I
T-shirt.
see he's more worried. He's wearing a white.
Yeah. And the other reason is that it traps the heat.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and it cooks it from the top down.
Yeah, you can hear the fish that is knocking on the door now.
Yeah.
Like, dong 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 dong.
Our rice is coming.
Oh.
Oh, can you smell
Fragrant,
that?
yes.
Smell what Ben is cooking. Wow.
All right, I'm gonna whip up my band cam one more time because it's time to flip the
Okay.
salmon. Now
Oh,
I'm gonna
yeah.
check on
Here we
it.
go, Dave.
Just make sure.
Woo!
Ready.
Lovely.
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 Look at the color.
Here we go, Dave. If you can just dice up our coriander, watch your fingers there.
Okay.
Slice our chili. I tell you what, I've got some nice little cute peppers in here as well, different colors.
I like the way he sliced. Very precise.
Yeah, that's
isn't
going to look really nice on top.
I'm an engineering graduate.
it? Yeah, engineering, so you're very precise to the exact point. Huh? You know, yourself as an engineer becoming a cafe owner. This is some of the
Interesting
things that-
diversion in career, isn't it?
Correct. So you know, when it comes to the next generation of Singaporeans, is there anything that you want to share with them?
I think this COVID episode has made Singapore more mature, actually. And
That's a nice way of putting
that
it.
people are more together. And what I find out from the cafe, I mean, in my cafe, is that people are more patient, people are more understanding, and in a way, people are more compassionate. Like sometimes during the initial days of circuit breaker, I was the only one, a single person, working in the cafe. At the front of the house, I'm the barista, I'm the server, I'm the cleaner, I'm everything. Because there's a limit to the number of people you can deploy at a cafe.
Yes.
People are very understanding, actually. They help me do things, and they waited for a longer time than usual, and they are okay with it.
With the changes in some of the environments recently amongst the younger generation of Singapore, what do you think about their future hopes and dreams? Or is there anything that you want to say to them?
I hope that I mean, as a nation, we can see that there's many paths to success, not just the traditional path of like maybe engineer, doctors, lawyers. Need not be, actually. An artist can be a successful person. Someone who does his own hobby and make a good living can be a successful person.
The sky's
It's not
the
just exactly. It's not just that you make a lot of money, you're successful. You have high position, is successful.
True.
Yeah.
The intrinsic aspects of being a good person can also, be seen as a successful person. isn't
Yes.
it?
I think if you've got a passion and you're drawn to a particular course of work, and your passion drives expertise and an artistic flair, and you become one of the best in the world at what you do, like, it doesn't matter what you do, as long as it really lights your fire, eh? And it's clear with Dave, and it's all over his cafe, it's all
Correct,
through his
and I'm
food,
listening to him.
third in the world.
BT, behind the scene, BTS,
Yeah.
we call it BTS, right? And you must be curious about what Dave actually does on his day-to-day routine, right? So while the fish and the rice is almost ready, let's take a moment to take a look at how he works every day right over here. Yeah.
All right. Now, I think the rice is burnt a little bit. This pot is a bit nasty. So I tried to kind of cover that up, try it for texture. I think it might be a bit crunchy.
Oh, almost there.
Oh, not too bad.
Yeah, it's almost there.
Oh, good. Okay. So what we got to do now
Let's check on the fish.
is just cut the fish. I think what we could do
Ooh.
is we'll put it skin side down.
And then we'll slice it through.
Yeah, and then we'll just slice it through.
All right,
Okay.
let's. Which is skinless, nicely golden brown. You can see that the green tea has actually almost infused in.
Oh, it's still quite green, eh?
Yes. And you can see how
Very
Dave
tender,
here
very soft and
is a
tender.
professional in
Oh,
cooking
yeah.
preparations.
It's lovely and soft. It's okay to be rustic. I love a rustic look to food, so if it breaks up a little bit, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but he has
Yeah,
this tidiness to it.
I reckon Dave's done this before, you know.
And you can see the precision. Like,
Yeah.
He really respects the food, you know.
Okay,
Not like me, lah.
we're going to go in on the
I
rice.
just want to eat the food.
The rice is beautiful and cooked now.
Lemon was put in.
It's caramelized, really, isn't it?
Fresh. And can you just see how the sauce has been all soaked up?
Yes.
Very, very nice. I'm gonna place it right here. just
You're
in
gonna
case we need
you're
it.
gonna really like this rice, I think.
And I like how simple this coconut rice is actually prepared.
This is a real nice middle of the table dish. Get a big platter. Get a big serving dish.
Oh, I like the way you even bothered to remove the skin.
Serving plate. Look at
I
that.
mean, do we actually eat the salmon skin?
We can.
You can.
And you could actually
Look
put
at-
that back in the pan and crisp it up if you wanted. Well, that fish is cooked just nice, like it's a little bit
Yeah.
lovely. Look at that. Wow, that looks awesome. Lovely.
It's really looking fantastic. And you know, you can see that with Dave's plating, he really bothers to make sure that the
Oh, yeah.
presentation is good. So nice colors, the salmon.
Wasting nothing. Look,
Yes, with the juice, the
As well as the
sauce,
Oh, yeah.
everything's all in.
Okay.
beautiful.
Amazing.
And now we can go in, Dave, with our garnish, because we eat with our eyes. This is coriander, some chili, and some little baby peppers for
Yeah,
color.
these are baby peppers.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like it's nicely plated. Wow, you are like a professional, bro.
Beautiful.
We are professional.
Oh, I like his reply. I like
Yeah.
Oh, you look very I am professional. Very confident.
Nice, Dave. Nice.
And you can see that passion he has when he carries through with his works, right?
Absolutely.
So let's dive in and give it a try. I'm going to look for the fish. I'm going to look for some of the stuff right here. We're going to dive in. What kind of flavor are we supposed to expect when we try out the fish? Because it's green tea, right? What do you think it will taste like?
Green tea, again, a bit of herbaceousness, some seaweed, some ocean flavor, I think.
Wow, that's a good way to describe. Huh? You
That
should-
complements the fish too, doesn't it? The two really go together nicely.
And green tea
Yeah.
has a very good antioxidant.
Green
nature,
tea,
right?
yeah, is associated with longevity.
Mm.
Really good for your health.
And-
People usually drink it, or drink the water
I-
that's been
I
steeped.
never really have tried fish
Green tea
coating.
This is a bit different.
And have you tried coconut rice cooked this manner?
If you haven't tried, you are not a Singaporean.
You're right. Okay, so let's dive on in.
Get
I'm
into
gonna
it.
Just give myself a nice chunk, nice huge chunk of fish.
I just love the colors on this.
Yeah, you can see how nice.
Looks
the
so
colours
good, doesn't
are.
it?
And I'm gonna have some capsicum,
Pink, red,
the
orange.
rice, and of course, for Dave, you're gonna try a little bit of the coconut rice and give us
Yes,
some
correct.
feedback, because if you haven't tried coconut rice in Singapore, then you definitely have not been here.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Very nostalgic, familiar Singapore smell.
Correct. So, bon appetit to all of you, amazing bros.
Bon
right over
appetit.
here.
Bon appetit.
Wow, but it,
Hello. They just eye you on TV.
You
On
did.
screen. It's so
Just
good.
I.O. on TV.
Oh, it just melted in my mouth.
It is succulent, isn't it?
Yeah, and with the fattiness of the salmon along with the green tea flavor, I was expecting to have that overwhelming green tea leafy kind of flavor, but no, it doesn't. It blends perfectly
Have
well.
you tried the rice?
Oh, I'm going to do it with the rice now.
Oh yeah. And little bursts of lemon. Really refreshing, isn't it?
Oh, it's really good. So try this out in the comfort of your home, and of course remember to like, share, and comment. And for those of you who are joining us right here, we will be back right after the break with recipe number 3, which is a little bonus brought right here from Dave in the house. See you. It's bonus recipe time right here on What You Cooking Fast Forward. Now, for those of you who are tea lovers, this is where we managed to convince Dave to share some tricks and tips with us on the program. So
yeah.
we talked about being coffee lovers, right, Rico?
Yeah.
Are you a tea lover?
I love tea. I used to drink about 6 cups of tea a day.
English tea, Chinese
More
tea?
more English style.
So I also collect tea. So
Nice.
I collect tea like Chinese tea like pu'er, tie guan ning, oolong. And of course, but I'm not in deep science about it. I like the taste, I like the flavor, but we have a real expert over here.
Yeah.
He has a plantation.
I know.
This comes from his plantation. No, man?
These are my friends' plantation.
Oh, your friends'
We buy
plantation.
direct from them.
So it's good to have good friends around, yeah? And when it comes to tea, what is the deeper knowledge that people should actually understand? Like, why do we have like a big bundle biscuit right over here?
Yeah.
Usually this kind of shape, right, is you get it in a black tea or in a Western dark tea, like pu'er. It's usually in this
Correct.
kind of
Yeah,
shape.
it's always like
But recent years, they also do white tea in this kind of shape. Yeah, so when you open up, it looks like this. So it's actually
like a cake line.
compact into a cake form. So when you're going to brew the tea, you just break it off using your hand gently. So this is a white
After
tea.
brewing, what happens? Because it's really exposed and open, right? So I
Smells
just
nice.
keep it back.
No, it's because white tea, you can age it.
Oh.
Yeah, and this tea is actually made in 2013.
Oh.
So this is aged for 7 years.
Wow.
So there's a saying that if you
Wow.
keep the tea for 1 year, it's actually tea. If you keep it for 3 years, it's actually medicine. If you keep it for 7 years,
It's
it's
long.
actually treasure.
Wow.
Whoa, so we are gonna have some treasure today, leh.
Sounds
Yeah,
like
it's very
sounds
tasty.
like my
But is there
wine.
like a method to keep it so that it doesn't? In Singapore it's a bit humid, so we don't really
Yeah.
have. We don't want to have it moldy or lao hong.
Yes, correct.
So what's
So-
the right way to do
Ah.
it?
You keep it in a dark place and at a dry place, but don't vacuum it, because when you vacuum it, it actually cuts off all oxidation and all fermentation. There will be no development after that. So you need to let it air a bit, let the bacteria in the air
So
work on
okay
it.
to be moldy lah.
No, no.
Oh no.
It's dry,
Ah.
but don't vacuum it.
Okay, so make
let
sure
it have,
you check
let it
also
breathe.
lah.
Let it breathe.
Oh
Yeah.
wow! I didn't
So
know
that's
the longer the
that's
better.
a
Then
white tea.
I almost threw away all my tea. Now I know I have treasures in the office.
Not every tea can age actually.
Oh.
Green tea you cannot age. The rest of tea you could age.
Blue
better.
oolong, longjing, all this can lah.
Oolong is a green tea. You shouldn't age a green tea.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So good time to dispose of my longjing.
Or you can just brew it cold brew.
Cold lah.
Yeah.
So how do we know whether tea leaf is good or has gone bad?
When it's not aromatic, it's bad. When it's too sour, when there's some funny acids in it, it's bad. When the color change, for example, a green tea should look greenish, should look light in color, cinnamon yellow.
Oh.
But if it's like
Coffee.
a coffee color, you know it's bad, because other chemicals has developed already.
All right,
Yeah.
great. Okay,
so that's a white tea.
so much things to talk about.
Yeah. Then we have another one here. This is oolong.
Oh, my favorite.
Yeah, this oolong is from Taiwan. It's from a friend in Taiwan. So this a traditional way to make the Taiwan oolong is to roll it up into little balls. You look at it, it's like a pellets, right? So small. But when after you brew it and it opens up, you know that it's
It's a
actually
tea leaf, yeah.
it is a very big leaf.
Big
So
leaf.
there's so much effort. He make it with his hands. So it's so much effort to roll such a big leaf into this little bowl.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is a highly roasted, so I've got 3 styles here. I got the heaviest style, this
So it's a
here
stronger
today.
taste to it.
Yeah, so this is roasted for more than 1 day. It's 26 hours roast at 160 degrees.
Using the hand.
Using charcoal actually.
Yeah, the-
charcoal roast
charcoal
for
roast,
long hours. So you will get expect to have a very caramelized taste.
Wow.
And a bit
Butter
of nuts
colour,
a bit of nuts at the back. But the real expertise that he has is, although the tea is darkly roasted, but it still retains that flora note. So that's
I'm
something
excited.
intriguing.
Very exciting.
And the floral note is common with this tea. So this tea has got floral note because this is a white tea. It's supposed to be lightly processed, but it's aged. So you will get the most enzymatic, most intrinsic, most original flavor, which
this
is
can
flowers
also
and fruits.
age?
This can age.
So as long as you
Yeah,
don't turn color, you keep it well, no
Yeah,
odd
yeah.
flavors. Wow,
You
hey,
can age,
I
yeah.
almost threw all my tea leaves out because it was there for like 5 to 6 years already. Now I know.
1,000
I
fruits.
will invite you over, come and drink lah.
Yeah, yeah.
In case it goes spoiled, I know it's spoiled. Okay, now what do we do
Okay.
next?
So this tea has got different brewing temperature. So a white tea, you can use like a 90 to 95 degrees.
Oh,
90,
Okay.
95 degrees. But if you want a really light and really like green flavor to it, you can use slightly lower temperature, like 85 is possible too. But in general, you can, as a starting point, use 90 degrees water. But a white tea, because it's slowly processed, it takes longer effort. I mean, more effort to extract the flavors out. So probably about 1.5 to 2 minutes. Yeah. When we talk about tea, we don't talk about like 5, 10 minutes. No.
Yeah, it's always just a brew and.
It's a fast forward
correct.
drink,
It's a
isn't
fast
it?
forward drink.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
about 1.5 to 2 minutes. But this one, because it's rolled very tightly,
Correct.
so you need slightly higher temperature. You could actually use 100 degrees, but generally we try to not use 100
Why
degrees. So
leh?
because when you use 100 degrees, right, it's too much strength. Some of the
Essence will be lost.
astringent
Ah.
element will be extracted out. So if you're not careful in the brewing, you may destroy the tea. That means you misrepresent the tea. This is not what the crafter
Wow.
wants.
It's bonus recipe time right here on What You Cooking Fast Forward. Now, for those of you who are tea lovers, this is where we managed to convince Dave to share some tricks and tips with us on the program. So
yeah.
we talked about being coffee lovers, right, Rico?
Yeah.
Are you a tea lover?
I love tea. I used to drink about 6 cups of tea a day.
English tea, Chinese
More
tea?
English style.
So I also collect tea. So
Nice.
I collect tea like Chinese tea like pu'er, tie guan ning, oolong. And of course, but I'm not in deep science about it. I like the taste, I like the flavor, but we have a real expert over here.
Yeah.
He has a plantation.
I know.
This comes from his plantation. No, man? Oh,
These
no.
are my friends' plantation.
Oh, your friends'
We buy
plantation.
direct from them.
So it's good to have good friends around, yeah? And when it comes to tea, what is the deeper knowledge that people should actually understand? Like, why do we have like a big bundle biscuit right over here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually this kind of shape, right, is you get it in a black tea or in a western dark tea, like pu'er. It's usually in this
Correct.
kind
Yeah,
of shape.
it's always like
but recent years, they also do white tea in this kind of shape. Yeah, so when you open up, it looks like this. So it's actually
like a cake line.
compact into a cake form. So when you're going to brew the tea, you just break it off using your hand gently. So this is a
after
white
brewing,
tea.
what happens? Because it's really exposed and open, right? So I just
Yes.
keep it back.
No, it's because white tea, you can age it.
Oh.
Yeah, and this tea is actually made in 2013.
Oh.
So this is aged for 7 years.
Wow.
So there's a saying that if you
Wow.
keep the tea for 1 year, it's actually tea. If you keep it for 3 years, it's actually medicine. If you keep it for 7 years,
It's
it's
long.
actually treasure.
Wow.
Whoa, so we are gonna have some treasure today, leh.
Sounds
Yeah,
like
it's very
sounds
tasty.
like my
But is there
wine.
like a method to keep it so that it doesn't? In Singapore it's a bit humid, so we don't really
Yeah.
we don't want to have it moldy or lao hong.
Yes, correct.
So what's
So-
the right way to do
Ah.
it?
You keep it in a dark place and at a dry place, but don't vacuum it, because when you vacuum it, it actually cuts off all oxidation and all fermentation. There will be no development after that. So you need to let it air a bit, let the bacteria in the air
So
work on
okay
it.
to be moldy lah.
No, no.
Oh no, no.
Yeah, it's dry,
Ah.
but don't vacuum it.
Okay, so make
let
sure
it have,
you check
let it
also
breathe.
lah.
Let it breathe.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, I didn't
So
know
that's
the longer
a-
the
that's
better.
a
Then
white tea.
I almost threw away all my tea. Now I know I have treasures in the office.
Not every tea can age actually.
Oh.
Green tea you cannot age. The rest of tea you could age.
Blue
better.
oolong, longjing, all this can lah.
Oolong is a green tea. You shouldn't age a green tea.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So good time to dispose of my longjing.
Or you can just brew it cold brew.
Cold lah.
Yeah.
So how do we know whether tea leaf is good or has gone bad?
When it's not aromatic,
Mm.
it's bad. When it's too sour, when there's some funny acids in it,
Mm.
it's bad. When the color change, for example, a green tea should look greenish, should look light in color, cinnamon yellow.
Oh.
But if it's like
coffee.
A coffee color, you know, is bad because other chemicals has developed already.
All right,
Yeah.
great. Okay,
So that's a white tea.
so much things to talk about.
Then we have another one here. This is oolong.
Oh, my favorite.
Yeah, this oolong is from Taiwan. It's from a friend in Taiwan. So this a traditional way to make the Taiwan oolong is to roll it up into little balls. You look at it, it's like a pellets, right? So small. But after you brew it and it opens up, you know that it's
It's a
actually
tea leaf, yeah.
it is a very big leaf.
Big
So
leaf.
there's so much effort. He make it with his hands. So it's so much effort to roll such a big leaf into this little bowl.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is a highly roasted. So I've got 3 styles here. I got the heaviest style
So that
here today.
stronger taste to it.
Yeah, so this is roasted for more than 1 day. It's 26 hours roast at 160 degrees.
Using the hand.
Using charcoal actually.
Yeah, the-
charcoal roast
charcoal
for
roast,
long hours. So you will get expect to have a very caramelized taste.
Wow.
And a bit of
Butter
nuts
colour,
a bit of nuts at the back. But the real expertise that he has is, although the tea is darkly roasted, but it still retains that floral note. So that's
I'm
something
excited.
intriguing.
Very excited.
And the floral note is common with this tea. So this tea has got floral note because this is a white tea. It's supposed to be lightly processed, but it's aged. So you will get the most enzymatic, most intrinsic, most original flavor, which
So
is
this can
flowers
also
and fruits. This can age.
As long as you
Yeah,
don't turn color, you keep it well, no
Yeah,
odd
yeah.
flavors. Wow,
You
hey,
can age, yeah.
I almost threw all my tea leaves out because it was there for like 5 to 6 years already. Now I know.
1,000
I
fruits.
will invite you over, come and drink lah.
Yeah, yeah.
In case it goes spoiled, I know it's spoiled. Okay, now, what do we do next?
So this tea has got different brewing temperature. So a white tea, you can use like a 90 to 95 degrees.
Oh,
90
okay.
95 degrees. But if you want a really light and really like green flavor to it, you can use slightly lower temperature, like 85 is possible too. But in general, you can, as a starting point, use 90 degrees water. But a white tea, because it's slowly processed, it takes longer effort. I mean, more effort to extract the flavors out. So probably about 1.5 to 2 minutes. Yeah. When we talk about tea, we don't talk about like 5, 10 minutes. No.
Yeah, it's always just a brew and
It's a fast forward
correct.
drink,
It's a
isn't
fast
it?
forward
Yeah,
drink.
so it's
Yeah.
about 1.5 to 2 minutes. But this one, because it's rolled very tightly,
Correct.
so you need slightly higher temperature. You could actually use 100 degrees, but generally we try to not use 100
Why
degrees. So
leh?
because when you use 100 degrees, right, it's too much strength. Some of the
Essence will be lost.
astringent element will be extracted out. So if you're not careful in the brewing, you may destroy the tea. That means you misrepresent the tea. This is not what the crafter
Wow,
wants.
I never knew that. I always just take whatever hot water I have, like about maybe 70 to 80 degrees to do it. As long as
70 to 80 degrees, if you brew this one, you'll get no taste. If you brew this one, you'll get a very greenish taste.
Yeah. Then I was thinking, how come my tea is so weak? So yeah, now I know you need to really boil your tea. It has to be of
It's
optimal
brewing
temperature.
parameters, the temperature and the time. So this one, if you want to brew it well to represent the taste, about 2 to 2.5 minutes. Yeah, and oolong, because it's rolled tightly, you can actually brew it again and again and again.
Let's do a beverage
Yeah.
episode someday. Right? There's so much science to coffee and tea that you guys need to know. All right, so now that we are looking at the 2 choices over here, are we just going to how do you brew tea? Just put inside pour water?
If you want to be very surgical about it, first we need to warm the teaware.
Okay.
But now I've already put the tea leaves inside. So, and all tea,
Even the teaware has to be warm. Wow.
yeah, so that the temperature retains. If
Okay.
not, the tea, I mean, the brewing water will lose heat. to
That's why they have the
brewing
lid on it.
parameter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I
the
always
first
thought
thing
the
that
lid
we
is to
do
avoid the steam.
Is to sort of like wash the
Drain
tea
it,
leaves.
huh? Yeah, you drain the
wash
first
the
one.
tea leaves. Because all these are aged tea.
So there's a little bit of
So there'll be
remnants lah.
some dust on it
Yeah,
as well.
remnants.
So next is to just
So just one round, just one rinse will do lah.
one rinse to
I
do.
like the way he
Unless
does it.
unless you're doing you're brewing a dark tea, which is the Chinese black tea, like your pu'er. All this tea, because it's fermented, is slightly more dusty. So you need to rinse it
Yeah,
twice.
rinse it twice.
Like
after
rice.
time. Yeah, yes. Amazing.
So we brew both at the same time. 95. Hold on. Okay.
all right. So that would take about a minute and a half.
A minute and a half. This is about 2 minutes, 2.5.
So why do they sip it? Why can't they just drink it like?
Okay.
mouthfuls?
So do you know what we call this? Make a guess.
A funnel.
Funnel? funnel, a glass,
A vase.
A tea beaker.
decanter.
Yeah.
Sort of. The idea for this is because if I brew this, okay, I've used this example, and I pour like that,
Spill
all the
over
four
the
cups
place,
will taste different. Definitely, because the first one will be lightest, the last one will be the heaviest.
Oh, yeah.
It's not fair.
Yeah,
True.
It's not fair to all the your four guests. So, but if you pour this into this,
Then you will mix.
and from
blend.
here you distribute, it will be all the same taste,
Makes sense.
right? So
Yeah.
this thing we call it the cup of fairness.
Wow.
So there's
Chong
some-
Chong Hong.
There's some philosophy, some zen in
Wow,
cult-
so nice.
in
Some
culture.
zen in
Ladies
there.
and gentlemen,
in-
let me
in
serve you
tea.
tea on my cup of
Right.
fairness. When you feel that life isn't fair, drink tea.
Yeah.
Wow, I like the name of it. Oh, God.
Cup of fairness.
Chinese
right?
is called what? 公平杯啊？
公道杯。
公道杯。
公道杯。Okay.
哇，公道自在人心，让你喝杯茶。哇，用这公道杯，哎呀，真的是诗情画意。This is why we're saying there's so much poetry into the Chinese culture
Yeah.
of tea drink.
It's deep, isn't it?
Yeah.
We can now have a glimpse of what the smell of the tea is like by smelling this.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
actually.
That's quite sweet.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Very light
floral,
fragrance,
right,
very floral, yes,
right?
yes,
Very
yes.
sweet, right?
Yeah.
White tea is actually very sweet.
Yeah.
And if you eat something, a dish that is a bit salty, a bit creamy, right? You can use the white. You can pair it with
you
the
can
white
pair
tea.
with pasta.
So that would go well with our fish, our salmon that we cook.
Yes, yes.
You can go with the salmon, but because this is a bit greenish, so you bring up a lot of greenish flavor in the
dish itself.
fish.
Mm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, I'm looking
Okay.
forward.
So
公道杯
let's
time.
do this. So how do you do this? Is you put your finger here, then left and right, and have a little gap.
So this is like a filter.
Just pour.
Oh.
This is like
And it's
your-
always okay to consume a bit of tea leaf, right?
That is okay. Yeah.
And
But if you are very surgical about it, again you can have a little filter.
filter, yeah. No, I'm not. I like to eat the tea leaf actually. And he has this little, napkins beside to clean
Yeah,
it
to
right
keep
up.
it dry.
Wow, I'm getting excited.
This is actually very simple steps. You can actually do it at home. So don't think that drinking tea is so complicated and it's so difficult. It's not. It's
Yeah.
actually very simple.
It's just the presentation style is so nice, so classic, So do we just drink it now?
Yeah, we can drink it now.
Hey,
Okay,
lovely.
Enjoy the tea.
United Singapore. Oh,
Yeah.
this is what tea is this again?
White tea.
White tea. So the name is Bai Mu
Aiyo.
Tan.
Oh,
And
it's
not only
smooth, isn't it?
Yeah.
Smooth.
Yeah, smooth.
Mm.
And it's not from a plantation actually. This is from the wild. This is 野生白牡丹, so it's plucked
Oh,
from
you
the
go
wild.
out to the mountains to
No,
harvest
because
them.
that area is a tea forest.
It's organic.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
organic. Yes,
Yeah.
and this is organic as well.
Wow, I really would like more time, but because this is fast forward,
very easy
so,
to drink.
It's easy to drink. It's a minute and a half to create your quick brew to give you the additional booster flavor.
We've got a whole episode on tea.
Yeah, we're gonna have a whole episode on tea.
Okay,
maybe.
next tea. The oolong.
Oh, that's stronger. Oh, it's like tobacco or something.
Because it's oolong.
Yeah.
So oolong is definitely have a stronger flavor.
Mm.
I'm quite surprised that the color that comes out is not as dark as mine. When I brew oolong, it's usually no, I think it's poorer. That's of a darker color tone. Right?
Oolong is it thought of as a red tea, Dave?
Oolong is in between a red
red
tea
and
and a
black.
green tea.
I know,
So it's
oh,
a
no,
middle
black tea?
middle.
Bit of in the middle.
Black tea, okay, depending on what you call it, because there are two different nomenclature. The Chinese black tea is poor.
Poorer, yeah,
But the
correct.
Western black tea is your Earl Grey and
correct.
English
Atas one,
breakfast.
Yeah.
So, but for those group of tea, the Chinese call it red tea.
Red tea,
so it's a bit
Hong Cha.
confusing.
Yeah, correct. Also, I always thought it was. Also, oolong is actually a red tea.
No, oolong is in between the red,
red
and the
gr-
green. In between.
Oh, I always thought it was a black tea. So I learned something today.
All right,
All
please
right.
enjoy this tea.
Oh,
Oolong is
It-
one of my favorites.
smelt so different. Aromatic, isn't it?
So it's very sweet, right?
床前明月光，疑是地上霜。Hey, what just happened?
Oh,
Cheers.
it's easy to drink though. Cheers, I've done drunk half mine.
Oh, this is so good. Wow, wow. So if you're interested to find out more about tea flavors, if you want to have us cover more sessions or maybe a full episode on coffee, tea, we cannot do it without your comments, ma. So like, share, and comment. Let us know if this actually entices you. And of course, once again, a big thank you to Dave
Thank
from
you.
Sunray
Yeah.
Cafe for joining us. Anything you
Thanks,
want to say
Dave.
to the
Thank
audience
you.
before we say goodbye?
Eat healthy and drink healthy, and I believe if you're healthy, you feel good and you'll be happy.
Wow. So health, wealth, and happiness all rolls into one. So let us enjoy a tea session once again, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode of What You're Cooking Fast Forward.